Welcome to the world of ethics in real estate and hospitality industry. My name is Arvind Dang and I am a mechanical engineer having about 41 years of industrial experience in the engineering and construction industry. Currently, I am an author and a management consultant. Ethics in general, to my understanding, refers to the moral principles or the values that enable the professionals and in our context designers to develop the right designs. By designers I mean architects, interior designers and MEP designers. Now in the context of moral principles, these designs need to be developed objectively and with integrity and with professional diligence. What I am going to share in my next presentation, in this current presentation, is that how to go about creating a ethical environment in the design function. As all of us know, the designers they contribute very significantly to the evolving the new design features of the buildings, and they directly influence the quality of the construction, project cost, sales, and thereby market share, and ultimately ultimately the profitability. Starting today, I am going to share some of the key business activities that are performed by the designers that have a potential effect of adversely affecting the business if they are not performed diligently and ethically. As all of us we know, what are the primary roles of the architects and interior designers? For example, the architects, the main purpose of designing is designing of the building structure, designing of the building architecture, designing of the facades, designing of the hardscape, the external development works, designing of the landscape, that is the softscape, and any other unique packages which may be applicable like waterworks and others. Similarly, in the design of interior of buildings, primarily there are three aspects which are important. One is the designing of the interior layouts and finishing. Second is the designing of the what is called FFE or furniture, fixtures and equipment, and lastly the designing of the artworks of any kind. As per my understanding, having gone through all these details, I find that there are about 116 activities in the context of the design of architecture and about 63 activities in the context of interior designing of buildings, which are very relevant, and in case they are not performed professionally, diligently and ethically, they have the potential of affecting the business adversely. Now let me come to the MEP. Primarily the MEP functions in any kind of construction, they involve the different kind of packages like designing of electrical, which is external, and electrical internal works, designing of air conditioning works, designing of lighting works, plumbing, water, hot and cold supply, energy management system for green buildings, firefighting works, lifts, elevators, sewage treatment plants, waste management system, solar energy system, audio visual system, particularly in the context of the hospitality industry, acoustics again in the context of the hospitality industry, fuel storage and supply system, then hospitality related works like kitchen, designing of the kitchen and the laundry systems, the IT infrastructure and the facility management, and above all the building automation. In my presentation, I am sharing primarily two MEP design functions because it is difficult to accommodate all these 18-19 functions which I have talked about. Primarily the external and electrical internal works and the air conditioning works. In these two functions, I find that there are about 69 activities which must be performed professionally, ethically, so that their business is not impacted adversely. Besides this, there are many statutory conformances which designers need to be taking care of. These are primarily related to the RERA compliances, that is the Real Estate Development and Regulation Act, then meeting statutory regulations which are concerning the taxation, then obtaining licenses, approvals, and maintaining statutory records with service various statutory acts, complying with the IGST, Integrated Goods and Service Tax matters, and deduction of the TDS in the context of consultants, engagement of consultants or the contractors, etc. Now, these statutory acts have different kind of implications for architects, interiors, and MEP designers, primarily architects and MEP designers. Other things which are very important for a designer to perform his job professionally is there are what is called the essential services which they have to carry out. They are primarily like development of the configuration tables, the development of the master data tables, the carrying out the risk assessment, and assigning of the access rights to the architects, interior designers, and MEP designers. Now, configuration tables and master data tables actually refer to so many hundreds of design related aspects which are called activities or fields or designs or BOQs, bill of material, etc., which are required to be initially planned so that there is no duplication, triplication of efforts while designing a new tender or design works for these design functions. I plan to share these key business activities which are identified as about 94 in each of these architects, interior, and MEP design functions in my future presentations, which must be performed diligently and professionally. There are many other supporting activities which are performed by the architects, usually by the supporting functions help them, like finance or IT or other functions like materials or contracts, these or legal functions. These are primarily, for example, there are about 14 key supporting functions other than the key functions which designers to perform. These are like how to configure the traceability of the design, who has done the design, configuration of the audit trails of the designers. Supposing something design has gone not alright, how to trace what happened. Then development of the coding schemes primarily with respect to the different kind of BOQs which are there for the each of the packages. Document management system, which means that basically how to store the design documents, which may be specifications, which may be detailed engineering designs or the drawing itself. These could be either in the hard or soft copies. Then there are aspects like budgeting and management information systems or dashboards, developing of the standard operating procedures in the context of design function. Then there are the aspect related to the financial approvals, then the designing of the code design document as such, statutory document as such, development of the manuals, which could be operational manuals, which could be functional manuals, and last but not the least, the designing of the key performance indicators or parameters for the evaluating the performance of the designers. In my future presentation, I plan to take up these various kind of modular level activities in each of these functions, and there are about 114 activities which are these 13 supporting functions which I have shared, which can inversely impact the business in case these are not performed properly. Now, something very important is that what kind of adverse impacts can be there by the designers. These I have tried to classify them broadly under three categories. Number one, I have marked them as number one, which are the one which affect the quality of the design or quality of the construction or the project cost or the customer satisfaction. Now I have marked number two for those implications which are adverse, which are related to the statutory or regulatory requirements. Thirdly is which affect those efficiency and design effectiveness of the design functions. Now these I plan to share in my future presentation one by one. Now the initial details about this can be referred to in my book, which has recently been launched. It's called the Ethics in the Real Estate and Hospitality Industry, Volume 1, which is primarily related to the architecture, interiors, and MEP designers. Then I have also developed a website called https www.ethicalprocesses.com, which now carries couple of blogs which service these design of architecture, design of this interior designing and MEP functions and other supporting functions. Now this book is available in the Amazon, both in India and overseas, Amazon.in and Amazon.com, and you can refer to that. Thank you. Thank you.